Now, in the front of me, I have a team. Currently, I'm speaking to you from Arusha, where I am since Sunday with Daniel. We visited here with the local team. I hope you are seeing the rest of the team here with us. We are about 7 people sitting in a room with a local organizing committee, where we have witnessed a good and vibrant preparation and planning. We'll talk about that shortly, what we are here for. Otherwise, just briefly, this Congress will take place in Tanzania from the 20th to the 26th, as we have highlighted. We have the brilliant logo on our right-hand side, which we are excited about. We can't wait to see you. And those who believe that Africa is a country, let me tell you, you're wrong. Africa is not a country, it's a continent. So the Congress will take place in Arusha in Tanzania. And right now, I'm just gonna tell you about this beautiful land. Located somewhere in East Africa, where you can see, as I'm showing, on the north is Kenya, northeast, that means northeast is Kenya, and then the north, real north is Uganda. You have Rwanda as a small pinch there, followed by Burundi, then the DRC, and at the bottom we have Zambia, and middle bottom you have Malawi, as well as Mozambique, and of course the lake, or the ocean rather, the Indian Ocean. And some of you might remember a beautiful land of Tanzania is surrounded by a very attractive landscape. This morning I took a picture, because when Moshe took the picture with Kilimanjaro. And one of the jokes that has been shared here in Tanzania is, if you can't climb Kilimanjaro, you can at least drink it. And Daniel was happy to take the water written Kilimanjaro, so he was excited that at least he can drink it. And my prayer is that I will be able to climb it, not drink it. You can remember when we were starting the mobilization recently, we had put few prices up to motivate you guys, and some of you might have noticed the extension of the new registration, extended of the super early bid. And I think I must admit it worked, because on the 20th of December, we had only just over 50 that have registered. And by the time we reached the 3rd of January, we were sitting at 500 plus. But today we are happy to report that we're gonna speak numbers now at 600 plus of the 900 target. So we are so excited, and we're looking forward to that. Speaking of numbers, I'm happy to report the pie. As you can see, quite a few numbers. East Africa is actually leading the whole way, showing that we actually hosting the conference in East Africa. But what is fascinating is it's followed by Europe. I was expecting the Central Africa or Francophone to be followed, but Europe is actually overtaking us so quickly. Maybe we should do a challenge to see which region will mobilize more numbers to come to Arusha and have a specific price. We still have to support our brethren in MENA. We haven't seen much of movement there. Otherwise, we're looking forward to the most generous conference with all participation. So these are basically the numbers that were generated, that generated the pie, as you can see. Now, so far, out of those 616, we have to highlight it, those who have paid by different method, and that is on a Stripe, 200 have completed their payment, and those who have paid via their national fellowship at 77 rather, while majority have applied for bursary, and that is 277. And some via mobile money. Let us remember that the mobile money is only for within the country of Kenya. The rest we are withdrawing that aspect. So people will only be paying by bursary or Stripe, that is a credit card, or via national fellowship, or transfer directly to Arusha, which we have been It's been working because we have received money from almost every region around the world that have participated. Now, sometimes we ask ourselves, why do we have to have this Congress if it costs so much money? And this question has come up very, very often when we talk about mobilizing people to come. The first thing they ask, how much will it cost? And every time we tell them what the price, people will be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Can't we do it in a Zoom, or can't we do it differently? And it has been, this question, we have wrestled with it for a long time. I mean, it's not today. And probably to ICMDA to answer that question, to say, should we continue to do this format of a meeting where we mobilize the whole world together? Or should we rather do it country specific and bring speakers from across the globe, which will be cheaper? Or should we gather together as a family of believers and witness what God does in his kingdom? And to be honest, if I go with my experience, I will rather tell you that the experience of seeing the whole world together and see that we can be in harmony as a whole world, and the experience of that, you will never compare it to any other experience. Since I've been to the first World Congress up to today, I've never stopped. I keep coming. And that is just to show you how this has had an impact in my life personally, and I can confirm to you it will as well in yours. We have a lot of testimonies after conferences, and testimonies can range from just simple friendship that were created, to marriages, to business deals, to specializations, to a lot of things. And even to know that you have a brother or a sister next door, that's really a blessing. Imagine me being here and being driven by a few people around me and come open their doors and say, come have food with us, you are one of us. And that you cannot compare to anything else. That you can't buy that. But how will that be important? If this is important, then we need to believe, if we believe that it's important, then as somebody has said, where is your mouth, there shall be, where is your heart, there shall be your, I cannot actually remember where you must put your treasure. But basically it's where your treasure is, your heart shall be. And that goes without saying, when we believe in a vision, our money should also be invested in that. We believe that a lot of countries will not be, because we know for sure this is not a cheap experience, but we know that people can contribute, can enable others to go. As David has said, if you can't go, you can sponsor somebody else. Now we've launched an appeal to say, how about we put we send 300 young leaders from Resources Limited and to attend and be supported with a bursary. And we say how that will cost. It's 150,000. So far, we've managed, as Peter has highlighted, we've managed to say to spend to gather about just over 85,000 US dollars. So that means we have gone over half. And I got email last night to do a presentation from US who are planning to give us more after that presentation. Hopefully their donations will bring us closer. And any other country, we really would love you to sponsor and allow somebody else to witness this. Speaking of those who have contributed, which we have acknowledged, I think it's important that we say as an organizing committee, we have received funding, and graciously you can see we have so far gathered just over 85,000, as I have mentioned, and 55% of that has come from ICMDA US, who are also pledging to give us some more this year. And that's why we're planning for that video. And of course, CMF UK has given 15%. But I want you to highlight, I want you to see the figure, individual donations. I was surprised to hear most of these individual donations that have given actually 30% of the budget that we have. They're all in the amount of like 20 people and just over 20 people. And majority of those 20 people are individual from UK. And particularly, I don't want to say that they belong to Peter's church, but I wanted just to highlight that this is, we can do more, we can add to that figure. And of course, this will allow, as we said, our brothers, but we will talk about strategies. More strategies, we can do that at the national level, at the regional level, or at international level. At the national level, we have seen people gather a WhatsApp group, sending out letters of individual sponsorship, or doctors gathering money. I was talking to the Nigerian group and say, you are the largest organization in the numbers, in about 3,000 doctors, Christian doctors in Nigeria. We're not expecting all of you to come, but if you can put $10 per doctor, it's not going to be expensive, but that will mean 30,000 US dollars that you can gather. Imagine if you gather that $30,000 from your members, how many people you can send out. You can even send us 30 doctors or 30 students, you can divide them, but it's going to go a long way. So those are some of the national. Regionally, some countries could be well off than others. They can support the rest of the region and other countries to allow them to come. I know we have done that many times in Southern Africa to put in a port and send people from various countries. Internationally, we have just mentioned a few individuals and international organizations like CMDA and CMFU. And now we have just heard of South Korea, which we are excited about. So what about us at the individual level or at the local committee? What can we do? We will ask. We said, but we have been doing all of this. What is your role as an organizing committee to make it easy for us to attend? Sorry, at the national, at the committee, organizing committee, the ROC and LOC, we said, okay, let's divide into registration, accommodation, and transportation and see how we can enable many people to come. Of course, under registration, there are something that we cannot do anything about because this is the cost of the venue related. We can reduce the cost by non-venue related, trying to go for cheaper stuff. But at the same time, we can negotiate a contract that is very, very friendly to us, which we have done. But very limited option there to maneuver the registration. Beside us saying, how do we mobilize the resources to have bursaries that can support that registration so that it's not heavy on delegates who are coming? And we have been doing that. And that's why we've been doing mobilization of funding and speak to the various committees, various internationally, see if we can have exhibitors, if we can have any other way of generating income that can maybe alleviate that part of registration. So that is the first option for us that we can do and we are promising to do. What about accommodation? We say, okay, we could also lower the accommodation to a level that can suit every budget. And that we have a good news because since we have been here in Arusha around the conference, we have located quite a few accommodation, very decent and all within 2 kilometers radius and at a very good and decent budget. Do you want me to tell you? Yes, they are. The budget, the price per night, we vary from all the way from $9 to even above $35 per person in decent accommodation. And I promise you, you will be blown away when I show you the pictures of those hotels. So hold your breath. They will come up on the website and have a look and pick. Some are hostels, some are hotels, some are bed and breakfast, but we have secured all the hotels within walking distances I had highlighted. They all have breakfast and they're all clean and within the parameter of the facility. So hold that space, you will find you'll be able to book those accommodations as they come up. But I must tell you, June is a very busy month, meaning to secure them, we've got to really, really plead with them. So I will recommend you to book as early as you can so you can secure your place and not be disappointed. What about transportation, you will say? Well, we don't have a plane. We pray for a date where ICMDA will own a plane. and can carry people around, or buses. So we advise those people who are from around the region to just come with a bus or a car. That will probably be cheaper. Those that are coming from far, obviously we cannot say much, but we pray that the booking will take place soon so that you can benefit from those discounts. Or we give you links that you can keep track of those prices and pay as soon as you can. And I think with that being said, I don't want to take much of your time. I want to allow some questions and answer, and looking forward to hear from you. Thank you. Over to you, Peter.